and warm welcome to GT Asia 2013. I'm Jonathan Green, reporting from Okayama Circuit in Japan for the fourth round of the series. All the races so far have been in Japan. There's no doubt this season is about the best drivers Asia has, certainly the most exciting and impressive cars, and some great competition. That competition was fast and furious in round three, and it was Aston Martin who came through with a brilliant win for Stefan Muke and Frank Yu in the driver's seat to take the checkered flag. A great win for him and move Aston Martin forward. GTM class won by Japan and the 458 Ferrari once again. One of Matigi as well previous round. But in terms of the Drivers' Championship as it stands at the moment, advantage V12 GT3 of Aston Martin 007, 48, and Frank Yu 46. DC Kong third at the moment with 44. Then Mok Wen-sung, last year's champion, in fourth place. Charlie Rowe, Taku Haman, Alex Young, and Hideki Honda just behind. Clearwater Racing out on top at the moment in the Teams Championship, 77 points to Craft Racing 61. Team R8 LMS Ultra 55 points, 10 ahead of Asia Racing. So it's set fair. Good crowd as always. The Japanese love their GT racing, and this is pretty much the heartbeat of GT racing in the world, of course. It's a real privilege to be racing in Japan at Japanese circuits and, in many cases, up against the famous Japanese racers that have raced, of course, like this man, Porsche, and in many forms of GT racing in Japan. Hideki Honda really enjoying his experience with Alex Young. Photographs are taken. We're ready ourselves for this combination of gentlemen and professional drivers in the ultimate racing cars. That kind of sums up the sentiment. Everybody ready to go and excited. Green flag waves then. This is round 4 of the series. And the field head off then on their warm-up lap, led by Mok Wen-sung in the McLaren, just warming his tyres. Here's a look at the circuit itself. It's a very technical circuit, not a lot of places to overtake, 3.7 kilometres in all, 13 turns, and just 2 relatively small straights, the main one being after turn 4 on that right-hander up to 5. Perfect conditions, it's dry, had a lot of wet weather up until this point, but Okayama so far has been dry. The pole then, Mok Wen-sung and Hamaguchi. Good combination. Frank Yu in second place. Winners last time out with Stefan Muke as well. And then Lizzie Kong showed so well at the start of the season, was leading the championship coming in here, but now has work to do. Starts third ahead of Jeffrey Lee and Marchie Lee. They want a better result. Philip Ma has got away well in 5th position from qualifying. Chen Kong Fu is his teammate Taku Haman. They had a penalty last time out. They'll want to do the same again for sure. Naru in 7th, then Michael Green, newcomer to the series, the New Zealander, in a Porsche. And Keith Vaughn in 9th position. And Honda not qualified as well with Alex Young as they did before. In 10th position, they're going to have to really come through the field in order to get back on the podium again. Wayne Shen on the podium last time out in GTM. Mima had a spin last time out from 12th. John Shen in 13th position, Jackie Young in 14th in the Lamborghini. It's a combination of Lamborghinis, Porsches, Ferraris, Audis, and of course that Aston Martin. Billy Fung in 15th position, Shim Ching 16th in the number 78 Porsche. Cooler conditions for round 4 than round 3, but again the rolling start led by McLaren. Watch out for the number 2, Lizzie Kong. He'll need to get a start here. Everybody watching on from the pit lane. The McLaren in control now. And this is going to be an entertaining start, I'm sure. The lights will go to green and he will lead them away. And they do. Lizzie Kong pops out immediately. And alongside the McLaren almost, but he closes the door. The Aston Martin looking for a way around the outside. On board pictures now. There's the number 11 fighting for position. Good start. Clean start as well. Look at that. That was Taku Haman and Charlie Rowe trying to get through on the number 11. Couldn't make it. There's Lizzie Kong and the number 2. He needs a good result from round 4 here. And you can see he's looking aggressive early on already. It's just behind the Aston Martin. Everybody safely through the opening turns. Now the first major straight after turn 4. Back through the gearbox. Third, fourth. Up to fifth now. On board with Naru in the Ferrari. Lee Si Kong looking to get past the Aston Martin up to second place already. So a very aggressive start by the Chinese, but he hasn't quite pulled it off. Well, it was a good clean start. The most impressive, I think, was Lee Si Kong, but it's Mok Wen-sung who leads the way from Frank Yu. There's Lee Si Kong, but he's all over the back of the Hong Kong driver in the 007. Jeffrey Lee is in fourth place. Tanku Haman is fifth, and Philip Ma in the number 98 gets away in sixth position early stages. Here's another look at the start. Lee Si Kong was the most aggressive. He looked to the inside, but that was good defensive driving from McLaren. Chose his line, just slightly blocked it. But that allowed Frank Yu to go round the outside, but he couldn't slot into position and keep the lead. Tanku Haman in traffic, as you can see. Good to tiptoe his way through there. Another look at the first corner here is the number 11 getting bulked. That was Tanku Haman, as we mentioned so long. And the McLaren leading away. Here comes Lee Si Kong up the inside. This is going to be ambitious. Ooh, and he had to pull out of that. Wasn't a lot of room, and Frank Yu holds on to second. But a very aggressive start from the Chinese, and he's going for it again on the straight. Lee Si Kong of Asia Racing heads into second place. Surely he's got him here. And that GT3 Porsche's got some grunt, but had so too as the Aston Martin, and Frank Yu holds on. Great driving by the pair of them. And he has to pull out of it again. And Frank Yu is driving superbly at the moment. The confidence he's got from winning round 3 is really paying on. What a good start. But this battle in second place is just playing into the hands of Mok, though, who has the lead. He's able each lap to just pull away a little bit. Frank Yu taking wider lines. And again, he's in trouble as the number 2 finally gets past this time. And I think he'll probably settle for that for the moment. Lee Si Kong then up to second place and will now go in pursuit of Mok. Singaporean, though, has a comfortable lead. He'll soon be under pressure, I'm sure. There's Stefan Muke, and, well, he understands the situation. Frank Yu did a good job. Michael Green and Naru. Green holding on. They've raced each other in Japan before now. The New Zealander, new to this series. And the HH Racing man as we go on board for Ferrari. Beautiful sounding car. Oh, and that's somebody spinning off in the Porsche. And that's Shim Ching in the number 78 IMS Porsche. Just getting it wrong into the left-hander. We've seen a few cars going off. Philippe Picon, team manager, watching on. And this battle with Naru and Breed still going on. They're side by side. Look out the onboard there. You can just see him to your left. I think he's got the better line into the right-hander as we look back from the Ferrari. Has he got past? Yes. Cleanly done. Great pictures. Don't forget, a mandatory pit stop still to come in this race, round 4 of GT Asia. But at the moment, at the front, is Mok Wen-sung leading at the moment, but look who's catching. Lee Si Kong. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with more action. Welcome back to Okayama. Pit stops about to take place, and that means driver changes, and that means that Stefan Muke will be out. The German who's been so impressive in his first year here, factory driver for Aston Martin. Frank Yu has done a decent job of keeping them in contention. And the order settling down now. There goes 16, that's Wayne Shen in his battle. In the Porsche number 16. There's Lee Si Kong in second place, chasing down the leader. In comes Frank Yu. So the first big pit stop. Everybody's got to come in, and the leaders have stayed out. Mok leads by about a second over the Chinese. And several other drivers coming in on this lap. In comes the 007. Impressive teamwork here. Muke gets in the car, the German. And everybody coming in. This will shuffle the order very quickly indeed. This, Tanku Hamad Salong, Charlie Rowe. Somebody parked up on track there. The leader's still out. And Lee Si Kong doing a very good job of getting right there with the leader, and this is going to be a very interesting pit stop for them. In goes Alex Young. Now this is a great opportunity for Alex Young to take his first GT Asia win this season. Nothing between the leaders, and it could well be a case of winning this race on the pit stop. Lee Si Kong's just decided that he'll stay in position now. No need for heroics, no need to overtake on road, given that they've both got to take a pit stop. Out comes Stefan Mute in the Aston Martin. Got to keep the pit lane speed. Through go the leaders. It's going to be tight, this, when they all shuffle through. Out goes the Lamborghini number 11. Charlie Rowe. The Audi R8 of Alex Young still in the pits. And now out in the 888. The LMS Ultra hasn't had the best of starts to the season, but now suddenly a lot more competitive here in round 3 and 4. In comes the 68, that's John Shen. 78 is Xin Ching, and he spins around. Well, that's a precarious position. It's quite fast through there. They're all going through. The leaders went through. In goes the seat as well. Change of seats. Everybody got a different position. Luckily, it's not too much of a panic in these pit stops, because they have to stop a mandatory amount of time, which is enough time for them to easily change seats. So now this is going to get interesting. The McLaren comes in. Don't see any sign of Lee Si Kong. He might have stayed out for another lap, but of course he's got to come in too. Hamaguchi will prepare his car. Out comes the Clearwater Racing man. It's been a good combination, these two. They've only just started working together this weekend, and so far they've struck up a good partnership. Here's the number 16 of Wayne Shen on the inside of Green. Michael Green, the New Zealander, the Kiwi, who's raced here in Japan for some years, and already Stefan Mute get into traffic. Out comes Lee Si Kong, and he's ahead of the McLaren, so that's been a good pit stop. Didn't see him come in. The number 2 is ahead of the number 1. And now we've got a race on our hands for sure. Stefan Mute pushing hard already onto the main straight. On board with him now. As he tries to get past the Audi ahead of him onto the main straight. Very aggressive. Lights on, blazing. And this is going to be an excellent pass at turn 1. I was wondering whether he was going to make it, but through he goes, and there's nothing that the number 7, Marchie Lee and Jeffrey Lee, can do about that. McLaren now caught right up and past the number 2. Good driving then by Hamaguchi, but he can't quite do it, and Lee Si Kong holds on. This is Japan versus China. Two of the most impressive cars in the world. Lee Si Kong holds on in the Porsche GT3. The all-new McLaren 12C GT3. I still think they're learning to dial that in yet. But they've certainly got to grips with it early. And look out, here comes Mute. What a race we've got on our hands here in round 4. The top 3 separated not by a lot. The front 2 right with each other, and Mute coming fast. Look at him using all the road and more. Across the line they come, and they're praying for a good result. But here comes the McLaren again, up the inside of turn 1, and into the lead goes Hamaguchi. That was a good overtake, and yet the team, Clearwater, cheer him on. And back on board with Lee Si Kong, and you might just want to look at his mirrors, because there's a very fast Aston Martin of the German Stefan Mute coming. There he is with the lights blazing. What a finish this is going to be. So the McLaren leads it from Porsche, then Aston Martin.
Okay, Run away, Hiroshi.
Yeah, Hiroshi, run away. That's what they're telling Hamaguchi to do. We'll take a short break. We'll see if he can do it after this. Welcome back to GT Asia, round 4, and 3 cars going for the win here, led by McLaren, then Porsche, Lee Si-Kong, who led the championship earlier on in the year and is trying to wrest it back. Meanwhile, in 3rd place, Stefan Muke. Look at him, all over the Chinese now in the Aston Martin. Great shots too. Look at the pressure he's under. Lights blazing, and Lee Si-Kong leaves the door open, and through goes the Aston Martin. He's made that look easy. Frank Yu watching on his teammate. Hamaguchi is really going to have to defend now. Stefan Muke coming quick and looking up the inside already. And boom! They touch, and that was aggressive, very aggressive. Well, Mock, Hamaguchi's teammate, was doing similar last time out in round 3, but look at them side by side. And Hamaguchi doing everything he can to hold off the German. Gets a good run up to the inside there, and Stefan on the Aston Martin has to go wide, and back goes the McLaren to the lead. Hamaguchi doing a great job of holding him off. Hiroshi Hamaguchi of Japan. Now some back markers. Muke will have to build again. They're past the number 68, that's John Shen. Both of them have got through. Nervous moments for the teams watching on. Well, it might be. Still not over. Muke building again. Hamaguchi holding on. Muke just seems a little faster. But the big Aston Martin's got to look for a way up the inside. And whoa! And he goes for it. And that was a nice move. And back into the lead goes the Aston Martin. And Frank Yu gives him a cheer. Why not? Back with Charlie Rowe. He's in a battle also with Honda and Alex Young at the wheel. And it looks as though the 888 is through. So battle's going on all the way through. That was up to 6th place. Alex Young goes past. Rochale in 7th. Good driving by the former Formula 1 star from Malaysia. But back at the front, it's the factory driver from Germany, Stefan Muke, holding off Hamaguchi. Will he mount another attack before the end of this race? Here he comes again. Up the inside. Boy, that was bold. Oh, and banks his way through. Well, that was a little tough. That was even tougher than Mock's move last time out, and they can't believe it, but the stewards might have something to say, but Yamaguchi goes through, and Hamaguchi leads for now, but here comes Stefan Muke again, bangs his way through, little touch there, up the inside, the right-hander, and the German says, anyway you can do it, I can do it too. If you want to play it rough, I'll do the same, and back into the lead goes the German. Well, I'd say all's fair in love and war when it comes to GT racing. On to the last lap then. Stefan Muke leads the way. But it's close. And Hiroshi Hamaguchi isn't done yet, I'm sure. Can he build on the McLaren? Using his track knowledge, everybody praying. Here's another look at the move by the Japanese. And it's aggressive, it has to be said. But look, side by side, and he was ahead as they touched. So I think it's going to be okay, actually. It's a little rough, but there you go. And shock, horror, gasp. But everybody okay. And I think, though, that Stefan Muke, though, has broke the back of it. Yes, he has, as they come to the closing stages. The McLaren not able to mount another attack. Lee Si-Kong in 3rd place will stay there. But there's the checkered flag, and what a weekend it's turned out. Frank Yu won in round 3, and now Stefan Muke does exactly the same here in round 4. A double win for Aston Martin, just what they wanted here in Okayama. And that was a good weekend's work for the team. Congratulations to Craft Racing. Good battles all the way through. Lee Si-Kong did a good job. It looks as though the GTM class once again will go to the Japanese. Ferrari, here they come. And sure enough, yes, everybody leaning over the pit wall to congratulate him. And number 1, that's right, they are again. Naru cheers his teammate on. And that's their 3rd win in a row. Azuma at the wheel this time. Congratulations to Frank Yu and Craft Racing.
Yes.
An immaculate performance by the Aston Martin. An important year for them. There's the result then. Frank Yu and Stefan Mu. Mark and Hamaguchi in second place. Li Zikong in third. Jeffrey Lee and Marchi Lee in fourth. Philip Ma and Chen Kongfu in fifth place. Niki Honda and Alan Shum getting into sixth ahead of Haman and Rose Charlet in the closing stages. And, well, that was great racing. Neither of them afraid to risk the car and the damage. And he says, that's the one, Aston Martin. And Naru and Azuma celebrate their GTM victory. Congratulations to them. But that's been a great combination this weekend. Frank Yu and Stefan Mu. Look at the damage. Oh, dear. Well, I wonder what the damage cost will be. Well, that's GT racing. Congratulations to Craft Racing. Another victory. Just at the right time. And as you'd expect, Mark Goddard very pleased with his team and their results this weekend. So the celebrations for GT Asia Round 4. Let's head down now to the press conference and hear from the top three.
The plan was to either be in front or stay behind the train, not more than a 3-second gap when I hand the car over to Stefan.
The last laps I really enjoyed. It was big fun in the car. We were often side by side. We got to the lead, then he took me back. So some nice maneuvers, a little bit of contact, which is normal in racing, and I think that was a really good show.
And in second place, Mokwen Sung and Hiroshi Hamaguchi.
Once I got free, I put my head down and tried to go, and I think I managed to do like 10 or 11 laps all in the 34s, and that was the key, to be consistent, to try to just inch away every single lap, but unfortunately I just couldn't inch away far enough when I handed over to Hiroshi, and I tell you, he did a brilliant job. It was really exciting to watch.
I could have tried something, and I did, but you know, he's Stefan Muke, so what can I do? But I'm really honored to battle with the great driver like him in this series, and I'm glad to be back here.
And in third place, an impressive Porsche number 2, Li Zikong.
From the first day I test the car and to today, we are still trying to find some good setup, but it's getting better. But we still not very good on the tire pressure, and some setup is not perfect.
And on to the GTM class once again, 3 in a row now for Hiro, Azuma and Naru. The team delighted with it. The Japanese team winning in Japan here in the GTM class. And the Hong Kong drivers having to follow them up. And overall then, after 4 rounds, Stefan Muke and Frank Yu leading the way with 66-64 ahead of Mokwen Sung, last year's champion, with 59. 1 point ahead of Li Zikong. That's been a good weekend to finish off with for Li, up to 58 points now, and he moves ahead of Charlie Rowe, Charlet, Tangku Haman, equal in 5th, and Hamaguchi moving up the board very quickly. Clearwater Racing then, leading Craft, but it's getting close, 101 to 79. And Audi improving to 3rd place with 74 points ahead of Asia Racing Team and HH Racing. So what a weekend of racing in round 4. No quarter asked, none given. They didn't mind swapping paint throughout that race, but it was the German and Craft Racing who came through. Kiss says it all for Aston Martin. We'll be back next time. From me, Jonathan Green. Until next time, goodbye for now.